full tax bill in 4 small BC towns.
I have this camera on because if we happen to see a wild animal, I want to be ready to push the button. Actually, I think there's beavers down there. That's where Dee and I went. The guy down here found a cougar. Found a deer. 50 feet up in a tree, hung over a branch.
Wow.
And these big, huge cat prints. Boy, that one's really banked. Shame. There's the end of the rock.
We have 50 employees and none of them have school children, so we don't need to use the schools. That would open the doors to people who don't have children to say they shouldn't have to pay school tax.
Baker thinks the companies will have a tough time winning their case in court, but fearing the worst, the towns have cut back spending. North Couch Mayor Tom Walker says although he's upset with their actions, he understands the companies are in tough shape financially.
All the cities are trying to reduce their taxes. We're shifting it onto the residential.
Well, there wasn't a road in there, was there?
Costs throughout the municipality, so we're doing it in 2 ways. But we can't go from $7 million to $1.5 million in 1 year. That's just impossible.
That's why I didn't see it, because I was looking on that side.
Money in the past thanks to BC's wealth of natural resources, and they have a responsibility to the communities that help build that wealth. He says many local residents are furious, saying they might not use the police or fire departments every day, but accept they still have to pay their tax bills to support them. Greg Rasmussen, CBC News, North Couch in BC.
It's been a tough summer for the Canadian tourism industry. Occupancy at hotel chains and major destinations is down despite bargain prices. Tour operators in Toronto, Niagara Falls, and Vancouver are reporting fewer visitors. Still, it's not quite the gloomy season some had predicted. Smaller destinations such as Saskatchewan and Quebec's eastern townships are getting more visitors than usual. And the CBC's Vicadopia finds out the secret to one booming location, Western Newfoundland.
Was every inch a sailor. He was born upon the bright blue sea.
It's a taste of Newfoundland song and humor at this pub on the edge of Gros Morne National Park. Not only is the show sold out, but the hotel the pub's in is full. Disappointed tourists are turned away at the door. Wayne Parsons has the lucky few inside singing and laughing along.
That'll get the lid into your pencil. Or the lid in your pencil. What do you want? Out or in?
Parsons works first thing in the morning for a tour operator, then sings at night.
It's pretty long, goes way back, but I don't know if I really want to go down there now.
One of the tiny communities in Gros Morne.
It doesn't look so good down there.
This corner of Western Newfoundland turn into an 1,800 square kilometer national park and a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
It's been really difficult transition in some ways, because we went from societies based on fishing, and then all of a sudden, of course, we're based on a lot of tourism.
I guess I could go down there.
About shoulder height. I don't know. It only looks like I can see the 2 puddles right there. It might be dry beyond that.
Sue Rendell gives a group of kayakers a quick lesson on paddling before they head out for an afternoon on the glistening ocean. She's a kayak outfitter.
We were certainly expecting a much weaker season, but we're very surprised.
Rendell says Gros Morne usually exceeds the expectations of visitors.
The biggest thing that our clients say is
that's a good one. Uh-oh, what's in front of me?
Coastline, you have Arctic environments.
Oh, this whole tree just broke like that.
You know, some summers 18, 20 degrees Celsius. You know, there's all kinds of beaches.
Maybe it got hit by lightning.
Whales that come in the bay. Every single day, you're almost in a different ecosystem.
Rendell credits part of her success to the provincial government for doubling its tourism marketing budget to $16 million.
No, I'm thinking we need
Much
to
of that money is pumped into a series of
quickly as
slick
possible.
ads in her biggest market, Ontario. She doesn't rely on a lot of business from the U.S. Rendell says those advertising efforts have raised Western Newfoundland's profile in the tourism world.
And I remember being at a trade show and, you know, people walking right by our booth and saying, oh, is that New Zealand? And we say, no, it's Newfoundland. And then they'd continue walking. But now when you go, there's literally lineups around the Newfoundland Labrador booth.
Sonia Mount came from Ontario to kayak here. It's her first visit to Gros Morne.
What you see in the ads is what's here. It's not made up.
Mount says many mainland Canadians are missing out on a unique part of the world.
All the geology in Gros Morne you don't see in the rest of Canada.
Let me take a quick look at
a lot of the wildlife that you have access to here, and certainly from Ontario.
No, I'm okay.
We don't have the ocean. And it's like coming to and living as part of a postcard.
3 hours north of Gros Morne, the highway ends at Newfoundland's northern tip and another UNESCO World Heritage Site, Lanceau Meadows.
And now, this world is held up by 4 pillars. Norther, Souther, Ouster, and Vester.
To visitors, he is Bjarn Fahre, a grizzled Viking chieftain in a woolen cloak with a dagger dangling from his waist. Mike Sexton is just one of the actors at the 1,000-year-old Norse settlement site. The actor's portrayal of life in a Viking village draws thousands of tourists from all over the world. RVs from as far away
I think there's a turnaround up here somewhere.
That jam the parking lot at opening time.
We're getting a lot of people this year, and a lot of people are mentioning the commercial at the provincial government, but most of the time they are.
Well, the muffler's on my side. Should prefer this way.
It's worked.
And so they came.
Here, this is a place. I can turn around here.
Okay.
Yeah, that looks good.
The ads also work on
it's a roadway.
It's those kids, they pulled at my heartstring and those little rosy cheeks. And I wanted to go to the website. I wanted to watch the commercial again and again and again.
Denny is a former Walt Disney marketing executive now working for the Canadian Tourism Commission. She says in just a few years, Newfoundland has found its niche, becoming an advertising juggernaut from which the rest of Canada should learn.
They made culture, they made World Heritage sites sexy. And our statistics and research says that Canadians want to know more.
Denny says many of Canada's tourism destinations have an identity crisis as they try to be too many things to too many people in their advertising. With people spending fewer tourist dollars these days, she says it's not enough to just say we have it all. Denny has this marketing advice to other destinations hurting this year.
Pull out your culture, pull out your charm, find out what your unique differentiator is. Good advertising figures out who they are first. You don't want to copy anybody else.
Trips, right?
Despite Western Newfoundland's popularity, many towns along this rugged coast are being left out of the tourism kitchen party. The region still has among the highest jobless rates in the country. There are hopes the heavy marketing will continue to pay off and open the doors to more opportunities. Vicadopia, CBC News, Gros Morne National Park.
And now to sum up, Karl-Heinz Schreiber is behind bars in Germany tonight. He appears in court tomorrow to face charges of bribery and tax evasion. The 10-year battle to extradite the 75-year-old German-Canadian businessman ended yesterday. Fire continues to threaten to destroy 2 communities in British Columbia. Thousands of people from Fintry are out of their homes.
I wouldn't upload this one.
Thousands more in Lillooet are waiting to hear if they're next. Members of the Palestinian Fatah Party begin arriving in Bethlehem. A convention there tomorrow marks the first time delegates have gathered in 20 years. Members from Gaza are banned from the event. And that's it for Monday, August the 3rd. The World at 6. From CBC National Radio News, I'm Martina Fitzgerald. And I'm Connie Sinclair. Have a good evening.
I guess this was a good one to walk down. It's better than that other road we go on. That other driveway.
Still still, I'm just kind of concerned with the
Ottawa
car.
learns the verdict in the trial of Mayor Larry O'Brien.
Yeah.
Listen in.
And there's that
CBC
big
Radio
thing right
goes
there.
live from the courthouse with special coverage. We'll have reaction from city councillors
Okay.
and analysis
So-
about what the verdict means for Ottawa.
Which way?
Whatever you
Wednesday,
want.
beginning
You
at
want to
10
go
a.m.
further?
here on
It's not a
CBC
bad
Radio
road.
1, 91.5
Oh wait,
FM.
it gets bad though.
And let us know
Yeah.
what you
It's
think
not
at
maintained after.
cbc.ca/.
I think we're way past where it's maintained.
Now we're on the main drag. Highway conditions.
Build a railroad, but one
How do I turn it off?
Okay, bye.
This one?
Yeah.